Good morning everyone, we are Group 12. Today, we'd like to talk about Tesla's business project on the electric cars in China. So, let's get started, shall we? I'm Oscar, student ID 1X061129D. In the following, I will introduce you the flow of our presentation. First of all, we'd like to talk about the background and the objectives of Tesla in the China business. Second of all, we'd like to talk about the project organization structure and the important characters or stakeholders. Third of all, we'll discuss the project planning and the risk management plans. We'll then talk about the project budget for Tesla. Here now is Caleb to talk about the background of Tesla ongoing projects in China. Thank you, Caleb.
Hi, my name is Yaotech Caleb. I'm going to share the background, the project information, and some dimensions required to be concerned for the development process. Let's start with the background first. To talk about the EV developers, there is no doubt that Tesla is one of the most matured and competitive companies. Tesla was formed in 2003 by a group of engineers who decided to show the values of EVs. With the advancement of knowledge and skills, Tesla has expanded the business to the international. Since then, in response to the recent EV demand, the facility called Tesla Giga Shanghai was planned to be built for increasing the production rate. The CEO of Tesla made a deal with the Shanghai government in 2018 to develop this factory. Basically, it has an area over 800,000 square meters and employs around 2,000 people. The factory is responsible to produce Models 3 and Y, based on the intention to enhance the production rate for specific parts. Lines were constructed to create additional equipment for manufacturing, such as the paint shop and the body shop. For the goals, Tesla has planned to go manufacturing to 500,000 cars per year. The factory was built for this necessity, like the supply of Model 3 and Y, which can explore the Chinese market deeper due to the reduced cost at the same time. To accomplish the goal, objectives were defined in the short and long term. For the former one, the purpose is to increase the production rate. Increasing the manufacturing line and localizing the supply chain are steps in the right direction. In terms of pace, the plan is around 2,000 cars per week in 2019, with a target of 3,000 vehicles per week in 2020. After achieving the short-term goal, factory attained a manufacturing output of 250,000 automobiles by 2020, with the city contributing 50% of those vehicles stayed in the goal. Meanwhile, the factory can also design and build vehicles modules. The concept of localization can be used in the design process. With the inclusion of new modules in the future, the market in China will be significantly expanded. In terms of the duration, it was only a matter of time. For example, the 2 billion project was finished in a record period, with the crew moving from permits to final electrical work in just 168 days. There may be some possible third or uncomfortable designs for the workers. Skilled staff is required for ensuring the factory safety and supervising operation. As a result, recruiting and monitoring costs are considered. To talk about the concerns, first, the political. Tesla is the first foreign company to own a car factory in the country. As we know, the relationship between the US and China is controversial, so Tesla may face the challenge if the global situation is not optimistic. Second, the economic dimension. Tesla is expected to pay a considerable tax to the local government, estimated to be over 300 million in US dollars. Meanwhile, the plant was forced to close because of the pandemic. Although the factory reopened, regular operations were difficult to maintain, and production rates may be impacted. Third, the environmental dimension. The Gigafactory is expected to be fueled by renewable energy, which is conducive to the net carbon emission goal. However, there is still indirect pollution from EVs, such as the batteries. If they end up in a landfill, heavy metals and other poisons will be discharged, causing environmental damage. And this is what Tesla needs to be concerned. This is the end of my part. Let's pass the time to my partner.
Thank you, and I'm now going to talk about the project organization structure. Before talking about the project structure, let's talk about the organization structure of Tesla first. Tesla has a functional organization structure that shows below. The top of the structure is Chief Executive Officer, who is Elon Musk, that famous around the world. And under his management, there are directors cooperating and the vice presidents of different departments. Actually, the functional organization structure have both pros and cons in management. First, talk about advantages. There are mainly 3 points of advantages concerning the functional organization structure. The first point is that it is specialization. This means that some specific technical problems can be solved by experienced professionals. And also, as there are professionals inside the structure, it can boost the operational speed by solving the problem quickly and teach the newcomers. The last advantage I would like to mention is the clarification of the operation, as the company is divided into different functional teams, and that is what they are familiar with. So they got to know what is their responsibility, and they can know more about what they need to do. However, there are still some disadvantages concerning the functional organization structure, like the segregation and the delay in decision-making. Segregation occurs due to the less communication between different groups, while delaying occurs due to the global centralization, which means the overseas office need to wait the response from headquarters, and this need to cost a lot of time. Then, the project structure is shown below. As topic we chose is Tesla's business EV project in China. The group structure of Tesla China is considered. The head of the Tesla China is Tom Zhu, who is titled Managing Director, and he has vice presidents and managers working under him. So next I'm going to talk about some responsibilities of the managers and key members. First, talk about Tom Zhu. As mentioned before, he is the Managing Director of Tesla China, while he is also the Vice President of Asia Pacific at Tesla. The main responsibilities of him are leading the regional businesses and managing all 6 departments. Some academic backgrounds of him is shown below, and we can see that he has both technical and management background, which is suitable for him to be the director in Tesla China. And the second one is Grace Tao. She is the Vice President of Tesla China, while she is also the head of government affairs, public relations, marketing, and branding, and these are also what she is responsible for. Next is Alan Wang, the General Manager of Tesla China, and he is responsible for business operation and engineering, and his academic background also fits for him, especially for the engineering part. Lastly, let's introduce a key member in marketing at Tesla China, the Enterprise Sales Manager Hui Liu. The responsibilities of him are more specific, like selling the Tesla vehicles to key accounts and work closely with stores, so that the target for sales can be met. So next, I will pass to my groupmate to talk about the project plan.
Student ID 1X061129D. So, let me show you the project planning for Tesla in China. As you can see, in 2022, Tesla plans to release a new car model. The timeline for the development of this new model includes the following milestones, which are car design, car assembly, testing, production, quality check, and finally, open to public market. And this is the overview of the Gantt chart. The first step in Tesla's new model development is the design of the car. Tesla's team of designers will work on creating sketches and prototype of a new car that is both stylish and functional. Once the design of the new car is complete, it will be time to assemble the car. Tesla's team of engineers will begin putting the car together, and they will work with suppliers to get the necessary parts and making sure that everything is in working order. Once the car is assembled, it will undergo a series of tests to ensure that it is safe and reliable. Tesla's team of engineers and safety experts will put the car through its paces, making sure that it meets all safety and performance standards. Once the car passes all the tests, it will be ready for production. Tesla's team of production workers will build the car and overseeing the manufacturing, making sure that each one meets the high standards set by Tesla. And once the car is built, it will undergo a final quality check. Tesla's team of quality control experts will conduct inspections and tests to check the car to make sure that it is perfect before it is released to the public. And once the car passes all its quality checks, it will be released to the public. Tesla's team of marketing experts will promote the car, making sure that people or the potential customers are aware of its features and benefits. Tesla new model development timelines, it decided to ensure that the car is of the highest quality when it is released to the public. By following this timeline, Tesla can ensure that its new car is safe, reliable, and stylish. When it comes to expanding its operations in China, Tesla has been working closely with partners including LG, Toyota, Panasonic, and the Shanghai government. First of all, China adopted its open door policy, allowing outside companies to set up on the mainland. And Tesla was one of the first vehicle companies to seize this opportunity to build its first gigafactory outside the United States. And as a result of Tesla's relationship with the Shanghai government, the city has been able to leverage government financing for the construction of charging infrastructure. Since LG is the prominent player in the electric car sector, Tesla opted to partner with them when they wanted to enter this new market. And with LG's experience and understanding, they were able to profit from it. And as a result of this relationship, Tesla gained a deeper understanding of what it takes to succeed in the automotive sector and how it operates. And with the help of LG's batteries production team, Tesla has been able to create batteries for its cars. Toyota collaborated with Tesla on self-driving vehicles technology because Toyota is the market leaders in automobile industry, and Tesla collaborated with them to take use of their resources. Lastly, Panasonic is Tesla's principal battery supplier since 2010, which helped with the Giga Nevada project and the solar energy project.
Thank you, Min, for presenting the project plan. I'm Luk Chun Hong, and I'm going to give you the risk management plan for the project. To identify the potential risk when Tesla expands its business to China, I've really stated the 3 risks which Tesla possibly faced. When it comes to the first risk of fierce competition in Chinese market, since electric vehicle in China has been developed maturely in the recent decade, Chinese EV companies have obtained a very large portion of local market share before Tesla enters the market. A report has found that more than 3/4 of the local electric vehicle market share belonged to the Chinese companies in the last year. So it is inevitable that Tesla must face a fierce competition in the Chinese market. The advantage of the Chinese EV companies is that they understand more about what the Chinese driver wants, and the companies can offer the preference in their products. That's the main weakness of Tesla. However, rely on the reputation and the brand image. Tesla sales in the Chinese market was the second in last year. It shows that there is a significant number of Chinese customers supporting Tesla products, which limits the effect of fierce competition in the Chinese market. The second risk is that Tesla may be banned from the Chinese authorities due to the worsening US-China relation and the trade war. Also, Elon Musk is the founder of and CEO of SpaceX, which has a close business relationship with the US military and NASA. So that is a high probability for being banned from the Chinese authorities as a return under the trade war. And the most severe impact is that Tesla may be no longer running the business in China, which makes all the effort and investment waste. The last risk is that the secret information of Tesla may be leaked as Tesla's new product is manufactured outside the US. Corporate spying is common when the competitions between companies are tensed. Also, it depends on the morale of the employee in the Chinese branch. Therefore, there can be a chance of classified technique or information leaked when Tesla manufactures their products outside the US. However, the impact is little because of the high entry barrier. It's hard and requires higher costs to copy and apply the technique, Tesla used in their products, such that there is a low probability for copying Tesla product by other companies. Therefore, the impact is low for leakage of corporate secret technique. This line shows the risk matrix to characterize the level of urgency to the risks. Banned from the Chinese authorities is considered to be the most urgent, while the disclosure of the confidential technique is the least. To deal with the risk of fierce competition, Tesla could sign a joint venture with the local EV company to cater the customer's preference of the Tesla's products. This method could share the risk and its impact. While to deal with the risk of being banned by the Chinese authority, Tesla should do compromise with the authorities to reduce the risk of getting trouble. Tesla also needs to keep silence on the sensitive topic about China to keep away from the risk. To deal with the risk of corporate secret exposure, Tesla could provide moral and ethical education to the newcoming employee to minimize the occurrence of this risk. Let's pass the time to my groupmate to talk about the budget and the cost for the project.
Thank you, Luke Junhong, for the risk management. I'm Man Yi. Now I will talk about the budget cost of the Tesla electric vehicle project. First, I will talk about the funding source of Tesla. The first method for Tesla to fund resources is through a consortium of state-backed Chinese lenders. As a partner of Tesla, the Chinese government support lenders can provide a loan with a lower interest rate than the Chinese bank market. Also, Tesla can obtain funding from Chinese residents and organizations by issuing share or long-term debt in China. In the past, Tesla issued a convertible security to raise funds in the public debt market. This type of bonds have a lower interest rate and has a possibility to convert into equity. Lastly, Tesla earnings can also support the invention of the project. In 2021, Tesla declared a net income of $5.5 billion. The revenue generated also can be used to support the new EV project invention. The costs required for electric vehicle development and production involve 5 essential components. They are raw material costs, equipment costs, engineering and production costs, logistic costs, and test expense. The raw material costs include the cost of the subsystem, assemblies, and parts that make up the car. The car material include the components of voltage battery, electric motor control, the car body materials, and other assembly parts. The total cost per car is estimated at $22,450 USD. Assuming all the electric car models have an equal material cost, in the milestone 2 and 3 of the car assembly and testing stage, an estimated 88 prototypes will be made in the process. At the milestone 4 of car production, the initial production target is 2,000 units a week, and the total number of 24,000 units in the 3 months mass production period. And the total raw material cost is 540 million USD. The equipment cost is the investment of the manufacturing process in order to produce the car. The components include buying robots, painting shop remodeling, equipment updates, and process adjustment in the factory. The total equipment cost is 10.95 million USD. Engineering and production costs include the engineering process of developing a car as well as the production process. The costs include human resources, equipment usage costs, test verification costs, material costs for the engineering design, and manufacturing costs for the vehicle production. It is estimated at 21.48 million for the portion. The logistic cost is the transportation fee of material suppliers through road, sea, and air transport. The budget is estimated to be 1.5 million. Lastly, the tax expense is fixed by the Chinese government in exchange for the establishment of the factory in Shanghai. So Tesla must pay a tax of $323 million to the Chinese government every year. The financial constraints in this case include the inflation of currency rate, increase in the labor expense, and the tax increases. Since the plant is located in China, the project budget is affected by the change in the RMB exchange rate. A weakened currency may result in a higher import price for the enterprise. Second, an increase in labor expenditure will rise the overall human resources expense, and the tax increase may aggravate the obligation of the business. By adding all 5 costs together, the base budget is $897.7 million. 5% of the base budget will be added as a contingency reserve for the identified financial constraints, and 2% of the project baseline is allowance for the unexpected risk. Finally, the budget for the whole project is forecast at $960.6 million. That's all of our presentation. Thank you.